That dude burned somebody for their stash. Color wasn't involved. You sent the wrong message. We can do this any way you want, Doc.
That's Edward James Olmos, the star and director of American Me, a tough new film about Latino gang violence and drug dealing. Olmos plays an ex-con who ran the drug trade in prison and now is encouraged by an old friend to expand his drug empire outside of the penitentiary.
The Italians are still running the show, but they're getting sloppy, man. It's a move with a heavy upside.
Running that show on the inside is one thing. Running it out here is a different trip.
Inside and outside go together, brother. You're the one who pulled our coats to that. Control the inside, you own the outside.
Convinced that he can have that power, Olmos and his buddy, played by William Forsythe, confront an Italian drug dealer.
For you, for us, for anybody who does business, things happen. And you or your family or friend can end up doing time. Somewhere along the line, we have to deal with that fact. Now, you run the distribution on the outside. We run the inside. Our offer is this. We guarantee your people no problems on the inside.
American Me is more than a standard drug-dealing movie. As a Latino himself, Olmos wants to cry out against the terrible waste of the gang and drug cultures. He starts by showing violence in prison.
Open your eyes, Latino.
And we also see domestic violence at the home of his girlfriend, whose son is on drugs.
Mama! Mama!
American Me is a powerful movie, particularly when it doesn't try to excuse the violence and drug dealing in the Latino community by saying that we're strangers in a strange land. The film does start out that way with a historical prologue about the Zoot Suit riots, but then director Olmos jumps directly into his story of self-destruction as American Me becomes a powerful indictment of a community that is destroying itself.
You know, this project has been around for 18 years. The screenplay was originally attached to Al Pacino and Olmos finally got it. Right. And he did a lot of research on it because prisons are an area that he is very interested in. The big revelation in this movie that I didn't know before, and I agree with you about how powerful it is that drug traffic on the street is controlled from behind prison walls, and that prisons act as training grounds to send young recruits out onto the streets from prison. They go in as kids, they come out as trained soldiers. That's frightening.
I think this movie also wants to be sort of a Latino Boyz in the Hood, showing how the waste gets started, and I think he's very good on that. I think he's hard on his own kind, if you will, just like I think that the director, John Singleton, is hard on the community elements in Boyz in the Hood, and I think that that's valuable, rather than pointing elsewhere for problems.
Yeah, people, I think, are getting tired of movies that say, well, the real problem is racism. The real problem in these movies, where the community is basically self-contained, is right there on the streets, and it has to do with long existing situations of which racism is only one contributing factor.